Be too much too big a crowd.
Afternoon, everybody. Delighted to have you here. For some period of time, there's been excellent discussions going on about the RPS and its future in the state of Kansas. What I tried to articulate during the campaign was that for anything to happen, the parties have to come together. And that's what's taking place. And I particularly want to thank and recognize the two chairs of the committees on pulling this agreement on the RPS together. Senator Rob Olson and Representative Dennis Kedke, I think, did a fabulous job working diligently in a nice Kansas fashion where you just kind of keep pushing, keep pulling, keep working with people to get them together to have this agreement that we're able to announce today on the RPS. And that's the way these things work. That's how they get done. When they have a chance to actually move forward, and this is the fashion, and I'm glad to be here to be a part of this announcement of the RPS agreement. I would note, before I turn it over to the leadership, how much Kansas has grown as a wind power state. In 2010, we had just over 1,000 megawatts of wind power, commercial wind power generation in the state of Kansas. Today, we have over 2,900 megawatts of wind power in the state of Kansas. So in a period of less than 5 years, we've nearly tripled the wind power production in the state of Kansas. That's amazing. It's been fabulous growth. It's been a tremendous investment in the state of Kansas in renewable energy, and more to come. And this agreement today, I think, further solidifies and stabilizes the policy environment so that that investment can move on forward in this state of Kansas. Currently have under construction another 850 megawatts that would come online sometime in 2016. So it continues as an industry to grow. I'd like to call up the leadership to make some comments about this, and to start off with House Speaker Ray Merrick.
Thank you, Governor. This agreement's a good agreement. It's taken a long time to get here. A lot of hard work going into it by our chairman and outside groups that are interested in it. So good day for Kansas. It's a good agreement, and I'm happy to finally get out here. Thank you.
President Senate Susan White.
Thank you, Governor. I think the compromise advances our reputation as a pro-business state, that we support all forms of energy, and we have a lot of energy available here in the state of Kansas. That's one critical aspect of relocation when you're a business, and it's a good compromise for all.
So I mentioned the two chairmen of the committees. I agree they did yeoman's work on this, and so I'd like to call each of them up. If Rob and Dennis would come up and kind of talk about the agreement that you put together and the work it took to get it done. Rob?
Sure. Well, we're going to reveal the bill here soon in Dennis's committee, so I'll let him explain it. But I want to thank everybody for coming together. It's been a long process to get to this point, and you know, I'm very honored to be able to work with the coalition on both sides to get to the point. I think it's a bill that, you know, will give certainty for the long term of this state for the wind and you know, at the same time we need a mandate. So I'll let him roll it out.
Well, thank you, Governor, and thank you, Rob, for your comments as well. It has been a good process that we've been involved with here over the past number of weeks as the session has gotten underway. Gotten really to the thick of things. The two primary pieces that really, as Rob indicated, will be revealed here in the committee in a few minutes are spinning around first a movement from the mandated requirement of energy build out to one of voluntary goal setting going out to year 2020. And then secondarily to that, there's a tax policy piece that fits into this and brings some tax parity to the property tax environment in the state of Kansas as well. So it has been a wonderful thing to see both sides work very, very hard together to establish, I think, a very reasonable policy setting maneuver, and I'm very, very pleased to have been a part of it.
Can Kimberly's body has represented the Wind Coalition in the state of Kansas for some period of time. It's done a great job of it and has seen this incredible buildup of wind generation in the state of Kansas. I'd like to bring Kimberly up to make a comment.
Thank you. So RPS has been an economic engine for the state of Kansas since it was enacted 5 years ago. Wind energy has brought more than 12,000 new jobs to the state of Kansas, $8 billion in new investment in both rural and urban portions of the state. We have 7 new projects coming online, adding another couple $2 billion of investment by the end of 2016. And a year like this one is a strong reminder of the value of any state policy that brings this level of private investment and jobs without a single state general fund dollar being spent. But the state has virtually achieved its RPS standard. It was time for us to consider the next iteration of marketplace stability. So today we begin the next phase of growing the Kansas's energy economy. And this agreement brings policy and investment stability to the state of Kansas. We have led the nation in wind energy development, and with this agreement, we look to regain that status. So for wind developers, you have long known that we have a top shelf resource. For wind energy investment, we now have a solid investment climate. For manufacturers looking to expand, we have a highly skilled and dedicated workforce and a state-of-the-art transportation network. For companies looking to be powered by renewable energy resources, Kansas offers the best product at the best price. So now let's surge past our goal and double our jobs and our investment. And I don't want to speak on behalf of Mike O'Neill or Jeff Glendenning or anyone else, but I think I would like to recognize the efforts of those who made this moment occur. So Chairman Olson and Chairman Hedke, thank you very much. Governor Brownback, thank you as well as Speaker Merrick and Senate President, and for the tax chairs as well. It was their continued support that helped bring this moment come to fruition. Thank you.
And finally, Mike O'Neill with the Kansas Chamber of Commerce has been a key part of this negotiation and pulling this together. Mike.
Thank you, Governor. Well, this is a good day for Kansas, and as I said in the press statement that you'll be seeing soon, the true mark of a good compromise is when parties can come together in a respectful and collegial manner, share their differences, and more importantly, work toward their common objectives. And in this particular environment, we were able to pull together with the encouragement of the governor, with the encouragement of our House leadership, both President Wagle, Speaker Merrick, and our two esteemed chairs, to sit down and look at how to get to yes when it seems to many on the outside it's so easy to get to no. And so when we have our common objectives and when you're able to put together an agreement that actually addresses the common objectives in a way that we're both very satisfied with, that's a true definition of a good compromise. From the Kansas Chamber's standpoint, we've always supported wind and renewables as an integral part of a robust mix of energy sources for the state. For us, it's about affordability, and it's about a free market system of delivering resources to our customers in a mandate-free environment. And in that regard, our objectives were met. And as I'm sure Kimberly agrees and has stated, their objectives were met as well. Success to all. And I appreciate the working relationship that we've been able to have. And we can now proceed into the next phase, as Kimberly said, as true partners in this journey. So again, thank you.
Thanks, Mike. Thanks, everybody. And again, congratulations on everybody really pulling together to be able to get this done for these bills to move on forward. With that, I'd be happy to open up for questions for the
we have a relatively short time for questions because there's a committee hearing coming up, so please on topic one at a time, Mr. Hannah.
Well, yes. Explain the tax policy pieces of this. There's something involving not doing the excise tax and a 10-year abatement on property taxes.
There'll be a 10-year property tax abatement on the current property tax. Will extend to all the projects that were started, but any new projects will have a 10-year property tax abatement.
Right, and there'll be no excise tax on.
No excise.
Okay.
And the currently exempt property, the windmills exempt now from property taxes, they continue
They're still currently exempt
for the rest of their lives.
Peter?
Yeah, the federal clean power program is scheduled to come in a couple of months, and if the state doesn't come up with a plan to reduce carbon emissions, the federal government's going to impose one. How does this move us forward toward reducing carbon emissions in Kansas?
I think that's a separate bill, but, you know, I think this is gonna encourage wind more in the future. We're gonna have both parties working together. You know, we're a wind-friendly state, and I think you're gonna see a lot of growth because we have a lot of wind.
Kim, if this is a compromise, what does your side gain out of it? Because that's not really clear at this point. You talk to a lot of environmentalists, they kind of see you guys as surrendering right now. So what is the gain for the wind industry out of this?
I think one of the key components of this is on the property tax equation. There were question marks on the excise tax. There were question marks. What the industry needs more than anything is a stable investment environment. We have states surrounding us that have a more positive investment and regulatory environment, and this helps make sure that Kansas is up at the top of the heap again. So I think also from the environmental standpoint, if the wind energy industry can succeed and can thrive, then we can continue to help provide additional environmental benefits by way of clean water and clean air.
Hang on a second, John.
Yeah, so what in this bill then will keep us from going back and revisiting the property tax and the excise tax if we have budget problems next year?
And who's your question for?
Anybody? Is there anything in this bill that will do that?
Well, we're not gonna have budget problems next year. That's what the legislature's working on this year for a 2-year budget. And we fixed the issues for this year. Those have been done, and we'll move that, we'll do a 2-year budget this year.
John?
Yeah, but okay, let's do, let's say we have budget problems 5 years from now or 6 years from now. What in this bill stops the legislature from saying, let's do an excise tax? Is maybe other than a commitment to keeping this in play?
You know, every legislative session, you can open any bill up. But I think what you're seeing here, John, is an agreement by a broad cross-section of people that this puts it in a stable policy environment. And that's the important thing that everybody's trying to get to, is a stable policy environment. There's been a lot of discussions around the RPS since it was first put in place in the state of Kansas on the trade for Holcomb power plant, as you'll recall. There was an agreement at that time, and pieces of that didn't quite come together. And now then you've had a lot of frothing about the policy issue, and now you've got major players on both sides of this saying, okay, this gets us to a stable policy atmosphere. Is this piece of it? I think your tax level, it goes from a utility to a commercial property as well for wind energy, which is a significant advantage for wind to go to that level. It's a drop. And what we're being told by the industry, because I want to see the industry keep growing, a lot of it's an export industry for us as a state of Kansas. It's so that when you put that mandate at 20%, we're going to hit that soon or pass it quickly. A lot of this is about us exporting wind energy, and that's to try to get the overall atmosphere to where we are stable for this to be an export. And now really probably our big piece that we need going forward is more transmission lines to be able to take more power. The power lines that are built to take wind energy out of the state are already full. We need more power lines to be able to transmit the wind energy.
So we have time for maybe 2 more questions. So Brian's going.
Governor, we're already hovering around 20%, as you said. So if we're going to make this not a mandate but a goal, why not increase the goal, is what I've heard from some people? Because otherwise, if I set a goal if I set a goal that I want my salary to increase to what it currently is, that's not really the biggest goal. You know, I'm not gaining anything from that. So why not set a more aspirational goal?
Yes, the chairs of that piece of it.
We really didn't talk about that, but this is the agreement that was put together. All parties agreed to it. I understand your question, but I think this gives them the certainty they need to obtain financing and help get more investment in wind in the state. And so that's what the parties agreed to.
But it won't have any teeth, will it?
Well, so on the flip side of that, if we're almost at 20, then what would have been the downside of leaving the policy as is?
You know, they could have. I mean, I think at the same time, we've got the property tax. They're in line with all the other utilities now with the 10-year exemption on all new. So I think that's one side that the wind gave up, and they'll be in line with, you know, any coal-fired power plant or anything else that would be built with the same property tax exemption. Also, I think this gives them some certainty. All the parties are going to be working together for the future. There's no certainty what the next legislature is going to do. I mean, elections are right around the corner, and you know, I think the guy with the longest term in the room might be the governor. So there's no certainty.
Yeah, Governor, I have a question. Do you have a response to the receipt that went viral yesterday? A response to the receipt that went viral yesterday.
To what?
The receipt that went viral.
The restaurant.
The restaurant receipt.
Oh, you know, I'm out in the public a lot, and I get a lot of people saying they agree with me, and I get people that say they don't agree. And, you know, that's everybody's opportunity and chance, and these guys are public officials now, and they hear the same sort of things too, and that's a person's opportunity to say what they'd like to. I hear it both ways. Different times and different places.
Are you a 10% tipper?
On that criteria, then we have to go, we've got a hearing starting momentarily. Thank you.
What does your side give up?